Stay tuned for the easiest hoops you'll ever make. Hey guys, Susan Thomas here, and today we're going to make a really easy pair of hoop earrings. They're really fun, they're really simple, and they're super wearable. You can embellish them, you can wear them just as they are, but I think you're really going to enjoy the project. So in order to make the easiest hoops ever, you're going to need a few tools and supplies, nothing crazy. We're going to start out with some 18 gauge wire. It is going to be a medium temper wire, so it holds its shape. And then you're going to also need some tools. We're going to go with our basic tools, a round nose plier, a chain nose plier. And if you don't know the difference between those, the round nose is round all the way around, chain nose is flat and smooth on the inside. And then you're going to need a really good flush cutter. And then if I make my ear wires, or if you guys decide to make your ear wires, I do have a 6-step bail shaping plier as well. If you want to embellish your hoops, any type of beads that you want to put on there, you can dangle them on there, you can string them on there. There's lots of different options. We're just going to make them naked today. I'm also going to be using a hoop mandrel to make this pair of earrings. Now, do you have to have a hoop mandrel? Absolutely not. Any round object like a rolling pin or a jar or a bottle will do. So this is what I'm going to use just because I have it. And it's kind of cool because it's graduated in size. Also, a good bracelet mandrel would work as well, or even a ring mandrel. All right, so ready to get started? We're going to start with our 18 gauge wire. You can use other gauges, but I really like the look of an 18 gauge wire for this. It's about 1 millimeter thick. All right, here we go. I'm going to cut you guys a couple lengths of this wire. You only need about 8 inches, and you got to cut that 2 times. So, and you're going to have some scrap, but I always think more is more, so I always cut just a little bit more than I need. And when you're doing this, the way that it makes it easy is essentially doing both of them at the same time, because that way both of your hoops are exactly the same size and they look exactly the same, and you don't have to worry about trying to go back and match your hoop. So kind of cool. This wire is Beadalon's artistic wire. It comes on a spool. It already kind of has a curve to it, so it's a nice wire to start with because it's got a beautiful shape to start with. So I'm going to take my hoop mandrel and just kind of decide what size you would like your hoops to be, and then take both pieces of wire and press up against the hoop mandrel and then press around like so. And that's going to create kind of a teardrop shape. And I'll see, you guys can probably see that from the top. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it towards the camera this way and then also this way, so you guys can really see the shape that we're working with here. And so now we're back to face up. So see kind of where they crisscross right there. And I'm essentially holding this in place right now with my fingers. What you're going to do is you're going to take one of those wires right where they crisscross, you're going to grab a chain nose plier, and you're going to bend this up into essentially so it looks like it's going to bisect your piece right there. I'm going to pull that down just a little bit so I have a better grip. Okay, so it's now, these two pieces are now sticking straight up, and I'll turn this towards the camera again so you guys can see that. Straight up from the center so that it looks like it's going to go bisect that teardrop you just made. Pretty easy so far, right? I mean, nothing's hard, is it? All right, and so then the next step is you're going to take these 2 wires, and these are going to be kind of like your wrapping wires. So you're going to get this started just by taking these 2 wires together at the same time and bending them around those 2 wires. And now the cool part is I can let go. So no hands. Pretty easy. Now I'm going to pull this off, and we're just going to kind of take a look at that again so you can kind of see what I've done. Beautiful 2 teardrop shaped hoops that you can embellish or not embellish, right? I mean, super easy. Now the hardest part is kind of getting them apart, so because they're just a little bit connected right now, but you just kind of finagle them a little bit until they kind of come apart, and then you've got 2 different pieces. Ta-da! Okay, so this is going to be like the fastest project in the West. You guys are probably going to spend more time figuring out what beads you might want to embellish it with than actually making the hoops themselves. But I love these. I love the simplicity of them. And when I can't think of anything else to make, I always go 2 ways. I either make a pair of hoops or a ring. So it's just a great thing to do, and people love hoops. So what you're going to do now is you're going to do both of these. You're going to do the same thing on both of them, and I'll do it twice so you guys can really see. I'm going to kind of squeeze down that wire a little bit so that it's snugged up against the one that was kind of bisecting the hoop. So this is becoming your wrapping wire, and we're going to use it to wrap it around this piece 2.5 times. So what I like to do is take my chain nose plier, because it's flat and smooth on the inside. It actually holds on to the tip of the hoop and keeps the hoop shaped. If you don't do this, you will lose the hoop, and nobody wants that. So we're going to grab right here and make sure that it gets both of the pieces. If you can't get both of them, kind of flip it over and try again from the other direction. All right, there we go. Now I got it. So you're just going to take this wire and you're going to wrap it around the neck of the hoop, if you will, 2.5 times, just like so. And then this piece that was kind of sticking out from the top, I'm going to take it and I'm going to go ahead and press it off into that 90-degree angle. And then you're going to do 2 cuts. You're going to take that flush cutter and you're going to cut off the wrap wire. And make sure you use a flush cutter to do that, because you don't want to feel anything rough or anything poking out right there. You want it to be a nice close cut. And then the other one we're going to do is we're going to cut this little wire that we started with here down to about 3/8 of an inch. Okay, so just cut that, and let's put this to the side for a second, because we want to do the other one and I want both of those to be the same size. So next one, we'll do this again just in case you were unable to follow what I just did, reminding you that this is our wrapping wire, and this is going to end up being a loop at the top. And so we're just going to grab this, take our chain nose plier, and hold on to both sides of the wire, like so, and then take your wrapping wire and wrap it around the neck of the piece 2.5 times. Just like so. Ta-da! And then kind of give it a good squeeze so everything's close together. And then once again, you're going to, let me kind of fix that up just a little bit. You don't have to be perfect. Press that off to the left into a 90-degree angle, flip that over, and we're going to trim off the extra wire here. Get a little bit closer than that. Like so, and then you're going to press that down with your chain nose plier and make it look nice and neat like this. Now I'm going to cut this one the same length as the first one, so you can kind of put them together. I told you guys this was easy. And then trim that off about 3/8 of an inch. That way both of my loops will be the same. Now, final step is to make that loop at the top, and then we're going to attach them to some ear wires, and you're going to be able to wear these, which is the coolest part of the whole project, really. So you're just going to take your round nose plier, and we're going to start rolling this wire into a circle. So just kind of keep rolling, rolling, rolling until it comes into a circle. Pretty simple. And so we're going to do the same thing on the other one. We're going to grab the end here, and you are going to start rolling it, and then rolling, rolling, rolling into that circle. So now you have 2 equal-sized circles at the top. So kind of 2 pretty dang perfect looking hoop earrings right there. Now, of course, you do want to wear these, so we have to add an ear wire. You have 2 choices when it comes to ear wires. You can make your own, or you can get some pre-made ear wires. I have a couple that I already made right here, but if you want to, you can take some 20 gauge wire, just like the Beadalon 18 gauge wire I used. 20 gauge is just a little bit, I don't know, it's a little thinner, basically, so it feels a little better in your ear than 18 gauge. So what you can do is you can actually take 20 gauge wire in this medium temper and make your own earring. So I'm using that 6-step bail shaping plier for this. I'm just going to grab the end and the smallest bail on the bail shaping plier and roll this into a circle similar to what you just saw. That a little bit farther there. Boom. And then turn it over, go to the largest bail on the bail shaping plier and roll this over and around. And as you can see, whoa, that kind of looks like an ear wire, doesn't it? And just trim that off using your flush cutter. Once again, plier 61, a fantastic plier. Now this is going to be my ear wire. And so I'm just going to twist that open, add one of my hoops, and twist it closed. Done. And then do the same thing on the other guy. Twist it open, add a hoop, and twist it closed. Now, of course, I made these teardrop shape. You can make them round if you want to. Obviously, we had that round mandrel. It's the exact same technique. You can also embellish these. There's a lot of different ways to do it. This is one that I just embellished just with a bead at the bottom. So you can take large beads, put those at the bottom if you want to. Sometimes I actually string the beads onto the actual hoop, which is kind of fun. This is a little graduated look right here. So I started, you know, the silver beads are graduated and the gemstone beads are graduated too. So that's another really pretty look. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's how you make the easiest hoops ever. Now all you have to do is put them in and wear them and sell them, give them away, whatever you want to do. So I hope you enjoyed the project. So in order to make the easiest hoops ever, you do need a few tools and supplies. The only wire you're going to need to make the actual hoop is going to be our 18 gauge German style wire from Beadalon. And then as far as tools are concerned, I used a round nose plier, a chain nose plier, and a great flush cutter. And then I did make my own ear wires today, and I showed you guys how to do that. And to do that, I used my 6-step bail shaping plier. Now, final tool that I used today is going to be my hoop mandrel. These are not exactly the easiest to find. Like I said, you don't have to use a hoop mandrel. You can use anything that's kind of a rounded shape, like a bottle or a rolling pin, or even your ring mandrel or your bracelet mandrel. Thanks so much for watching. If you guys would like to pick up some supplies like the ones I worked with today, check out the links down below. What other easy projects would you like to see us do? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that bell, and I'll see you again next time.